to Culture Couturé Podcast. I'm your host, Shannon Balenciaga. And first, we would like to start off by giving our condolences to the iconic Theo Huxtable, Malcolm-Jamal Warner. We send our condolences to his family, friends, colleagues, loved ones, and especially his fans. But just like any great actor, the show must go on. Now, let's get into Spin the Block, our Summer Love Edition. And I have a nice, beautiful, talented actor, co-host with me today, the one and only Eric. Thank you, Eric.
Hi, Shannon.
Hi, babies. What's
You
going
look so
on?
good.
Thank you. I'm giving my memoirs of a geisha.
I know that's right. Okay. Hi.
Konnichiwa.
Uh,
Konnichiwa. We're going to get right down to it
let's do
today
it.
because we have so many topics. We're going to spin this block on the summer love. I'm going to give you some couples, and I want you to give
Okay.
me a one quick liner. We're going to go fast on this. So tell
Let's
me,
do it.
Teyana Taylor and Aaron Pierre Mufasa. Aaron
Cute.
Pierre Mufasa.
Okay. I like them together. I think they're very cute. Action that may be reciprocal, maybe healthier. And it seems like she has it in Aaron. Aaron speaks highly of her. So I think it's really cute and I wish them the best. Oh,
I
you
think
rolling
it's
your eyes. What you think?
a Hollywood scam. Moving on, Cardi B and fingernail polishing. Stefon Diggs.
I don't care.
Oh,
I don't care. Cardi B's career has been focused on men more than the music for almost a decade. I think it's time for her to focus solely on the music and stop letting us into her romantic life. I don't care. I'm happy for Cardi if she's genuinely happy, but please, it's not about the men. Focus on your craft.
I agree. I think Cardi is sitting around concerned about too many men, too much fashion, and not about the talent. Because
Okay?
I say it, I'm gonna be the first one to say, and I love Colin, I love Cardi. I did not like her Couture Fashion Week run this time. I thought it was blah, blah,
Mm,
blah. We just a one trick pony. We just seen it. And I'm going to be the first one to say it. I want Cardi B to go to a natural look. I'm sick of the wigs. I'm
mm,
sick of the over makeup. I need to strip her down. And we see, because Cardi is a
mm.
beautiful woman. And I
She
want to
is.
see that beauty. And they just putting too much on her. So, next person, Halle and TDE producer Scott Bridgeway, and also her baby daddy, DDG and India Love.
Oh, Halle Bailey. I'm happy for her if she's happy. I feel like granted we don't know the timeline for real, but like it does seem like a quick transition. However, it did seem like DDG was falling short in multiple ways. So if she has a new man, I hope it's going well, but I'm not assuming it's going well. I think it's a rebound. But also, hey, sometimes you gotta switch it up. Oh, you don't care. Okay.
You, you, eh, you, you, I, eh. uh, Come on, I had to get my Beyonce moment.
Okay.
What I say,
How you feel?
I'm saying this with all love and respect. She needs to
You
go
don't see it
focus
enough.
in on a gym, then focusing in on a man. And I know he probably got some really good D, but
Mm.
mama, you sit online crying about how your body is a little thick after having a baby. So maybe you should have thought about that before you got pregnant out of wedlock. And I don't care about DDG or India Love. We just keep it honest. I'm just keeping it. But and I love Haley. You was a Disney girl, and now you're running around here like next. Jonathan
I give her
Majors
grace
and
because she's
Megan
young. I
Good.
will give her grace because she's young.
I don't.
That is all I
I
got. I
don't.
don't care about DDG either.
I'm not giving anybody grace this summer
I see.
when grace was already extended to you because they didn't extend grace to her sister Chloe. It
They
was
really
it's
didn't.
hold on, let's go back. Let's spin right on back and really do this.
We
Y'all did
spinning the
not
block.
give Chloe any grace. Y'all said she was hot, too sexual, and all that. And the person that was having the most sex and doing the most things was the person that y'all thought was virginal and got knocked up outside of marriage. So make it make sense. Y'all are so hypocritical. And
Mm-hmm.
I think Haley needs to be put on the chopping block the same way y'all did her sister. At least she didn't get pregnant and she out there exploring because I think every woman should have the right to explore their sexuality and their body, especially
I
black
agree.
women. And that's the problem with the
Yeah.
black culture now. So make sure that you get tested.
Get tested. No, I agree completely. The way we did, and I'm not saying me specifically, but the way we as a society did Chloe is disgusting. And, I don't think either one of them deserve ridicule because, like you said, women deserve people, but women deserve to explore their sexuality freely. It's their body, their life. But, child, they both young and trying to figure it out. I feel like the public needs to get off their back, though.
We're going to move on to Jonathan Majors
Awesome.
and Megan Good.
I want to say I like them together. I feel like they've dealt with a lot of public scrutiny as well because of Jonathan Major, his situation with that white woman and then his
But he
legal
did beat
cases
us.
and all that, but Megan knows the tea probably deeper than the rest of us and she still feels like she wants to be with him. They're married. So I mean, I trust it. I mean, they both were coming out of relationships. So I feel like Megan Good saw something in him that made her want to stick around. And for that, I'm kind of like, all right, maybe it'll work.
Is here we go again, a black woman saving a black man. That's the situation we in
Mm,
with this. He didn't care about no black woman until the white woman took him down, like Shannon Sharp. Congratulations, you became a millionaire overnight. So
girl.
I'm so sick of black women having
Mm,
to save black men. Black women need to start saving ourselves first versus trying to save the ones that don't care about us. So I don't care about this couple. Do I wish them well? I don't care
drag
about.
them.
I don't care about their wellness because we know it's not going to last. Nothing
Drag
lasts.
them.
Her and her first
Oh
husband
my
did
God,
well.
Shannon.
No, it's just the truth. Her and her first husband, who was all church and Christian, like preaching all these different
Yeah,
things, and look what happened to them. So I think that for real, just like Megan the Stallion, people need to start leaving their relationships just where they at behind closed doors. I'm sick of knowing about them. I'm sick
I
of
do agree
trying to
with
people
that.
trying to be invested in it because we know you're not really invested in it. You move on to different things, y'all not together, and then you start feeling some type of attraction to the next person. And then you wonder why break up. You can't get mad. You're not present. Let me stop preaching. Let's move on. And
You
we're
went
gonna
almost. That was
say,
a word, though.
mm, we're going to say DK Metcalf and Normani. And a little tidbit, Sierra hooked them up. And now they're
Yes.
engaged. What do you think?
Congratulations to Normani and her man. I don't care. I don't care because like Cardi B, Normani needs to focus on her craft. Now, I give grace because we're all going through a lot of things. Normani has been going through a lot. I think both of her parents were diagnosed with cancer, and that was a
Oh,
huge like hurdle for her when she released her album Dopamine. And I feel as though she's in the same boat as Cardi B, where now she's more of like a socialite as opposed to an entertainer. And for
mm,
me, I don't care about anything Normani has going on if the music is not prevalent. Because what do
mm.
you serve in the pub? What purpose do you serve in the public eye if you're not focused on the artistry? I don't care about your relationships. I don't care about whose music video you're featured in where you're not singing. I don't care about you being at red carpets or having girls' night out. What are you doing career wise? Why should your fandom still be invested in you in 2025? That's what matters to me, at least. So I hope that I'm glad she's engaged, and I hope that it's healthy and beneficial and reciprocal. But I do not care.
Well, that's a word. And we're going to move on to our ice breaking question of the summer.
Let's do it.
So, the first question we have, if you could plan one ultimate summer day, sunrise to sunset, what would it be and who would you do it with?
I would do an inner child day date with my best friend, Dwayne.
Mm.
We would wake up really early, head to the beach, watch the sunrise, ride bikes along the beach, have breakfast. We would like listen to music on the pier, go to an amusement park, like real cutesy stuff, do some go-karting, some laser tag. Like I want it to be very inner child friendly with my best friend because he is my favorite human being outside of my immediate bloodline.
Amazing. I would have to say, I just did my summer fun day. It was Beyonce
Oh,
week.
okay.
Baby, Beyonce killed Atlanta for an entire week. I was exhausted. Beyonce, y'all cue that up, Monique. Beyonce, Beyonce. I was
I hate that y'all got
exhausted.
special treatment. I
It
hated it.
took us it took
I
us
hate
a
it.
complete week to recover, but we had the most fantastic. I keep trying to tell y'all, if y'all haven't learned Beyonce, I told you, if you had 5 days in Atlanta, we actually could have beat New Jersey and New York with your highest tour date. I
Wow.
had a phenomenal time. The house was sold out every night, 4 days. Everybody came into town from Timbuktu. Everybody in the city went. It was phenomenal. We had such an amazing time. If you have not experienced a concert in Atlanta, I tell you to come here. We know how to have a concert. And unfortunately, all the
I'll be out there
victims
for
of
Black Pride.
Marta with in
I know it's not a
September.
concert. August 26th to the 2nd. Mm-hmm.
uh, well, y'all enjoy and stay safe. And hopefully Marta will not have they will have the escalators working properly then. Uh,
Okay.
and
Amen.
so we're gonna do a quick one right quick. We're gonna do one more for
Okay.
y'all. What would you do if you found your best friend was cheating? Would you call them out? Would you mind your business? Or would you tell their partner? Go.
I definitely talk to my best friend, but other than that, I'm gonna mind my business. Like, hey, maybe you shouldn't be doing this. Like, you might want to clean it up, cause you know. But I'm gonna have that conversation with my best friend. I'm not telling the other person. And depending,
Mm,
once I tell my best friend, I'm off it.
mm. So
What about you?
as as a woman who has been through these situations, I'm minding my damn business.
Okay.
I'm not telling nobody nothing. Unless you got a person who really wants to know and they're ride or die, they're gonna go fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up. I'm minding my business, but I will be one of those bitches that actually set the partner up that's cheating so they can get caught. But if it was my
Wait.
friend, I ain't doing it. I'm actually going to ride with my
Okay.
friend. If it's my
Got it.
friend,
Right.
it's my friend, baby, I'm riding with you. And it's
Right.
I think that's just a part of the code is that it, sometimes you might not like what your friend do. And I know some people they might have a moral code and ethics and things that they might not like that they might have to get rid of their friends. I'm just not quite there. So
Me
that's
either.
just where you at in life. Go ask God. That's all I'm gonna say. And so
Amen.
we're going to move on to our roundtable discussion. And
Let's
this
talk.
roundtable discussion is about Essence Fest and the Target boycott. So I want to start off first with this. We have to really, as the Black community, know the difference between Essence Fest and a contract they signed for a multi-year deal with Target that legally they were binding and being partners. And you got to be able to separate the two. We can boycott somebody and still take their money and funnel there into our
Mhm.
communities and still not support them. We have seen a lot of brands fail recently because people are not supporting. I had the privilege of sitting down and talking with several people who went to the Essence Fest. They were hired by different corporations, and they said Essence Fest was packed. People were actually showing videos and pictures of empty seats and venues and things, and they said that was far from the truth.
Mhm.
At the end, when Lauryn Hill came on, the people had already left because it was almost three some in the morning, and they were tired. They had to get up to go to work the next day. So
Yeah.
I just think we all need to come to the table and figure out that sometimes, just the same way they take money from our community, that we need to take their money to pour it back in our community. And we as Black people, we always do that. I have a black brand, as you can see, and other luxury skincare that
Plug it.
my Black people don't support. I get more support from every other race than my Black community. But yet I built something from the ground up that should be supported. Target, you can call me, because how do we feel? Nobody said anything about what's his name, Kai Sanat, having a sleep in Target and having a product inside of Target. So I think that sometimes we get self-righteous about one thing and not the other. Because if we're going to boycott Target, you got McDonald's that's still out there, and they show have put their arches dollars to the Black community, and y'all have taken it, but they rolled back DEI just as quick as Target did. So,
Hmm.
but they're all having to do it. We got to really be, I don't want to keep preaching, but we really have to be smart and understand that Donald Trump has forced all these corporations' hands. He's what he's trying to do, and we keep feeding into the pettiness of it, is that he's forcing everybody to roll back all this political correctness that we had for the last 10 years. And he's slowly rolling it all back. Who cares about that? Our society has changed. I don't care about the language as long as you doing the dollar, you sending the dollars in, you doing what you need to do behind closed doors, and you making it known. Who cares how it's read? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? So anybody that's ready to work and want to put those dollars into this Black girl, call me. Hello. What you think, Eric?
I agree with a lot of what you said. I do think that it's a lot of selective outrage. I do think I love seeing Black people and people of color um realize their spending power, because we are the biggest consumers in this country, and that is where our power lies. These businesses do not run unless we fund them. So once we realize that we are being like manipulated or taken advantage of, and we choose to pull the dollar back, we have all the power. We don't even need to go back and forth. You work for me at the end of the day. You provide me a service, and if I don't operate with that service, you have no business, no job, no nothing. So I think a lot of times we need to humble these corporations. I do think that it is selective outrage in the sense that to bring it to pop culture, because like you said, McDonald's also rolled back their DEI, as well as Target. It's the same thing where we scrutinize a Chrisette Michelle versus a Lil Wayne or a Kanye
Or
West or
Nelly.
Waka Flocka or a Nelly. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's selective outrage. And I do think that in order for us to be intentional and more impactful, it needs to be, if you step on this side, I cannot support you. Not, oh, what have you done for me lately? Okay, it's been this much. Okay, I can tolerate this. No, no is no. That's it. And I feel like with a lot of Black people, we're inconsistent with what we stand on. And that's why things don't last very long. And that's why we don't always get the change that we're looking for. I definitely think it's selective outrage. In regards to Essence Fest, I too have a friend who works at Essence, a close friend of mine. And he did tell me that it wasn't giving empty seats and stuff like that. And he also explained that the lineup for the Essence Fest, where Lauryn Hill was late, everything was late from the
Everything.
beginning. Now, granted, Lauryn Hill will not get to her concert until the next day, but everybody was behind schedule, and I
But
think we as a
at least she
community, we
shows
look
up.
to, she'll show up, even if it's just her and her son. It could just be her and Ziggy. She'll show up eventually. But I think we as a community look to break down our own events. Why? I do not know. Like, why are we trying to tear down Essence Fest when we don't have many things that cater to us? Coachella's not for us. Um, we have Afrochella, but we don't have enough for us to be trying to break down the few that we have. So I don't know. It's very like divisive, and then like it's a mess.
So I think it's a bigger conversation we have to have, because I think as Black people, we know that it was predominantly white people that's running the show. But overall, Essence and this the whole team around need to do a better job at really bringing new, fresh things, and not just what's hot. They need to already be on what's next. I am, unfortunately, I'm a sinner. I will be the first one to admit I'm a sinner. I don't always use Black brands. I always don't know about them.
That's
The
fair.
biggest Black brand I use is Pat McGrath for cosmetics. I know how hard it is, especially when you put all your resources and talents and things. The reality of it is, I will say about 95% of Black businesses always going to fail or close. And I don't consider it so much as a failure, because there's nothing that's failed if you try. But
That's fair.
we're up against a machine that's never going to allow us to win.
And we don't
Even
support. Like we don't
even
support
Fenty
our own.
Beauty, even Fenty Beauty and Pat McGrath are not doing what they used to do.
And Fenty's no longer solely for our community because Rihanna is such a icon at this point that like everyone wants parts of Fenty Beauty. But in terms of supporting Black, like that has been a struggle. But then also, I've been noticing that a lot of Black products have been being sold to like white people, and as a result, the product changes, chemicals change, and then it's not serving the purpose it once was.
This is not just about selling out like we've been talking about. This is also about protecting our health. Some of these lawsuits are speaking to L'Oreal, Revlon, Dark and Lovely, Cream of Nature, like the brands that we have loved and cherished for a long time. So when you hear about these reports about these potential harmful ingredients being put in these relaxers for decades, back even when Dark and Lovely was owned by a Black-owned company, Carson Products, I mean, if even Black founders are creating products that can be dangerous, does it even matter who we buy them from?
It doesn't matter what the color of the owner is. If anybody is putting chemicals in hair care products that are harmful to us, that cause cancer, they need to be held accountable. I don't care what your race is.
So it's like I don't really understand where it's stemming from, but I feel like a lot of businesses, a lot of Black businesses start strong and then somewhere along the line they try and turn a profit, sell it to somebody else who does not care about the community it was designed for, and then it all goes to hell.
So you really
Just
want to talk about it?
my we can
You really
talk.
want to talk about it? I'm gonna give an example. Look at Sacred, Beyonce's line,
Mhm,
Sacred. Sacred is not marketed to Black people, but it's
mhm.
made in formulation for 4C plus hair. And it's always, and we know this, anything that's made for Black people work for all people, because we do the butters, it's hydration, it's moisturizing. But if you look at their marketing, I don't think it's such a bad thing. If you look at their marketing, it is predominantly geared to everyone but Black people. And because I've even said, why didn't they roll it out or have a whole thing with Bronner Brothers? That is the quintessential, but that's how they choose to do their marketing. It's not a bad thing, because I think at the end of the day, but it's the ultimate goal for any Black business. Don't care if it's Beyonce or myself or whoever. It's the ultimate to sell it at the highest bidder.
Yeah.
And most of these celebrity based businesses are ran on their name. If Beyonce died today or tomorrow, Sacred will not survive, because its
Yeah.
bread and butter is on Beyonce's name. So if you create the brand that's away from my name, will it last 30 years from now? And she's marketing that way so that it can last in the market and people can still sell it, just how, i.e., Elizabeth Taylor's in White Diamond. You get
Come
it?
on, White Diamond.
I
Yes,
just gave
I
y'all
do.
business 101. That is if you
That's
really think
good.
about it that way. So it's not always a bad thing. It's a business move. And I've been peeping Beyonce's business move. Even look at her concerts, how her official sponsors are her businesses, so
As
that
they
she
should
can
be.
write all that on all of it off on taxes. It is smart. That's why I chose to be Anaga Luxury Skincare at her tours, because I can write all of it on taxes. Every inch of it, the wardrobe, the styling, the tickets, the whole day. Everything can be written off on taxes because why? I put my brand on my body.
That's so
Thanks,
smart.
Anaka. You can learn a few things. So we're gonna
Okay.
move on. This is the summer of R&B, and Eric is gonna take the lead right here on Culture Couture Podcast, talking about the resurgence of R&B, the smooth, soulful vibes.
Yes.
Now, I want you to analyze from the 90s to now. Tell us, break it down for us. Is it the summer of
I mean,
R&B? And is
okay.
Beyonce going to keep her foot off of the industry to allow them to win?
Okay, so I will say in response to Beyonce keeping her foot off the industry, Beyonce is so, I believe, self assured that I don't even think she's checking who is releasing what. Because when Beyonce speaks, when Beyonce drops, that needle gonna move. So she don't need to worry about other people. She doesn't even have like strong peers as competitors at this point. Now, granted, you have the Brandies, the Monicas and stuff, Keisha Cole going on tour, all of that stuff. But Beyonce is so locked in and so solidified that I don't feel like Beyonce is worried about the next person. Beyonce could pick a random day and just be like, I'm dropping a project. I don't feel like she's
She,
worried about giving the girls time. What? I don't know.
Eric, do you think it's coming back?
I do. I think that we are getting a fresh crop of artists who understand what music once was. We understand, I think we have artists that understand the importance of a bridge, the importance of an intro, an outro, and that song should not be a minute and 30 seconds. Like, I think we have artists that are truly invested in the craft. And I think a lot of us have been yearning for that 90s and 2000s nostalgia. And I will preface this by saying I don't feel like we're in that time. I do not feel like we're in that time.
We're not.
I feel like that time is very specific and that time has passed. I think no matter how much we may sample, it's not the same. But we do have artists now that understand what music should sound like and how the flow of a song should work. They're actually structuring the music. I think we have artists like Khalid, we have artists like Summer Walker, Kaylani, K1, Tiana Taylor, Flo, who I love, and October London, also love, who just understand the structure of music and are artists first. You know, I think for a period in time, we had people that were just trying to make viral hits. We had people that were trying to turn a quick buck because everyone was able to get into a studio and press record. And it sounded like it. Now we have artists where it's just like, there's quality here. There's something for me to be invested in. So I think that we are in a summer where R&B is resurging, but we are not in the 90s, 2000s era. That is done. No artist really gives me that. October London comes close, but not even 90s, 2000s because his is more of like a Marvin Gaye influence. So that's like 70s. So, you know, we're in a good time for music is what I can say. What do you
Q,
think?
Mariah Carey. I don't know her.
You don't know none of
I
them?
I don't know none of them. I'm officially old. I don't know none of them. I will concede that I do know one or two songs from Summer Walker and Tiana Taylor,
Mhm.
but majority of it, I don't know her. I don't like
Check
these
out
new
October
age people.
London. Check out October London. I could send you song. October London is amazing.
October
Flo is
London,
also
send me
great.
some music. I used to be, side note, they're on my
Talk to me.
indictment to the federal government. Stay tuned for
Real
my
little
book.
Cam.
Um, One thing that we didn't talk about on the VH1 special, y'all getting a new tidbit. I defrauded the music industry for millions of dollars. A lot of you
Are you,
artists owe me a debt, yes, a debt of gratitude because I defrauded Columbia House, BMG, so all the record labels, all the music. I did it.
wait, okay, so when you say
And
defrauded, what does that mean for people who don't know music terms
so
and legal
what I mean
terms?
of defrauding that, let me break down the scheme to y'all. So what I would do is, y'all remember the sheets that you would get in the mail or inside of magazines where it was by Columbia House and BMG, and you would
Hmm.
get 10 CDs for 1 cent. Well, I used to fill out those things and sit in there and get 10 CDs. But I figured out a scheme that if you write a check and you pay the bill, I'll put like $5,000 or $10,000 on the account, and get all the music. So I would have them send me hundreds of thousands of cassettes and CDs. When cassettes went out, it was CDs. And I used to have a store. This is something breaking news that y'all don't know. I can tell
I'm
y'all.
gagging. I'm
You could
gagging.
go to, it was a mom and pop store. You can go to them. And so they would buy back CDs from you or tapes. If they would give you $4 for open, and they would give you $10 for, $6 for brand new sealed. So when I knew they gave me more money for sealed, I would give them all sealed CDs. Unbeknownst to me, until they told me, they would send it back to the distribution and they would get full value. So they would give me credit. So instead of people going to the store to buy the new music, they would buy it from me. You get it? So I was having a hustle on top of a hustle. That's called entrepreneurship. I would have people inside of flea markets going to their jobs, different places. People would place orders to let me know what was coming out. And I would give them the CDs at between $8 and $10. Brand new, just off the rack, $10. And at that time it was $13, $14, $15. So they was getting a discount. So that's how you become an entrepreneur in the fraudulent world. And
What?
so I was making a killing. You do the math, you do the numbers, and you can understand music is a big thing. It is universal. So that was a
It
great
is.
way to make music. So that's why I said a lot of artists, especially my mother. Hi, Tony Braxton. I
Okay.
would give everybody my mother's music because I wanted my mother to win. But yes, I love music, especially R&B. It's my favorite genre of music. And
Same.
I'm not a fan of this new age stuff. I don't buy music like I used to do.
Nobody
I,
does.
I really listen to my 90s music. I like to own. I don't own any or have never bought a streaming platform. I would never do that because that makes no sense. I tell people all the time, ownership is everything. That's why we keep talking about with artists with masters and things. So why would you pay for a subscription to stream something that you will never own? That's wasting money when you could just buy the album. The artist will get their money. You will own it forever. I own. If you look at my catalog and my iTunes, every CD dating back to whenever, I have over 80,000 songs on my CD on my iTunes because I love
Period.
music that much. From every genre, from country to bluegrass to house to just whatever, R&B to hip hop, everything. I have it. So yeah, you guys learned something new today.
I am gagging. Like, what?
Baby, it's going to be good. Stay tuned. The book is coming. The book is coming this year. Pre-orders will come soon. So get you a
Let me get my
copy.
book club group ready.
We might have an exclusive right here with Culture Couture Podcast because it's going to be juicy. The things that I will drop. That's all I'm gonna say. And we're gonna move on to Jonathan Majors and Megan Good once again. They
Okay.
are venturing to fashion, and it's all about style and wellness for them. So, Eric, are you excited for their new venture into fashion?
No. I am happy for Black-owned businesses, and I think it's cute that they're doing this as a couple and building an empire. I support that completely. But like, am I personally invested? No. Maybe this is the problem, like with Black people supporting Black businesses. But for me, there has to be a certain level of investment. Like, why am I looking into Jonathan Majors and Megan Good for wellness and stuff like that? Now, granted, they do, it seems to be holistic in the sense that it's physical fitness, mental wellness, emotional. So I love that. And Black people have, that has not been the focal point enough in our community. So that is nice. Me personally, I just don't know why I should be invested in it.
And them
I
in
don't see a
this
why yet.
business.
And right. I don't see a why yet. And I think that that's important for any business owner. Why should I spend my dollars with your company? What is your wellness thing giving me that I'm not getting elsewhere? You know, is it because you guys are Hollywood actors and actresses that I should be invested? What?
Mm. So I think that it's okay for Black people to do businesses, but it has to make sense. I know they're
Mhm.
into physical fitness and things, but their reputation is in the garbage.
Both or just
Um,
Jonathan? Because it really isn't Megan Good's reputation. Although
I
when you do
no,
get married, the reputations
no,
get meshed.
yes, I think her reputation is in the garbage as well by dealing with him. I think a lot of
Mm.
people lost respect for her for dealing with him in the midst of that. So, how are you going to have a business with somebody that you're going to end up having to uncouple your business and the relationship? Girl, get out of here. And
I mean, they might sustain. They might last. They might last. All right, drag them. To go back to my point about like why we should be invested in this wellness line in particular, like Lizzo with Yitty, we know Lizzo's brand. Lizzo is a bigger girl, body positivity, et cetera, brand alignment. It makes
mhm.
sense. That is why I'm invested because I know your career has been built off of you're a bigger girl and you want people to love themselves. And now you have like shapewear and sexy clothes for bigger women. It makes sense. Jonathan Majors and Megan Good, why am I invested in a wellness line? If you started an acting school, I'm invested because clearly the results are there. But what can you teach me about wellness at this point? Do we, as a community, feel that Jonathan Majors is in a place of being well? I don't know this, but I'm saying optics. Why am I investing in this? But I support Black businesses. Like, I hope it goes well. I hope their relationship does continue to sustain the both of them. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
So we don't know. So we're going to move on to something we do know. And it's
Yes.
all about the quick hitters. Summer's
Okay.
edition. Yeah. Baby, Eric, come on now. These
Mm-hmm.
topics. Let's talk about Carnival Cruise
Oh,
is
child.
stating that there will be banding
I
fans
know.
on the ground of all cruises.
Crazy.
Now, you too can get your fan at Anaka Luxury
You
Skincare.com.
got a plug.
Back to Culture Couture Podcast.
That thing is cute. Okay.
What do you think about it?
I it does seem as though once Black people find joy in a specific way, it has to be watered down. Like with the whole boots on the ground phenomena, obviously fans are no new thing to the Black community, the queer community, et cetera, et cetera. I don't think they really care about the queer community, just the Black community. So like once we find joy in a certain thing, it's like, "Ooh, well, this could be kind of dangerous. Let's tone that down. You guys can use those battery operated fans, but like not the clacking and all of that. Anything that brings Black joy, let's just reduce that." And then it's not even just the fans. They're talking about reducing hip hop and R&B in the clubs because you know cruises have like clubs and stuff like that. And it's like, why? You know Black people love cruises, and I think Black people are probably, I don't know in terms of cruise ships, but Black people are big consumers of cruises. So why are you trying to isolate us and water down our fun? It just always seems like it's something with us, like we just be in our bag and everyone's just like, they seem too happy, let's mess that up. And I hate it.
Well, let me say this. Our Black dollars matter. So
Okay.
why are you still continue to go on cruise? I will never go on a cruise. The only time you will ever
Why?
see me, I will never. I'm not. Did you see Titanic? I don't never
Not in
get to get
full.
on a cruise to ever experience Titanic. The only time I will ever, they say never. Let me explain something to you. The only time you will ever see me on a cruise if I'm hired and they have to pay me $10,000 a day or more to be on that cruise.
Dang.
I do not believe in cruises, except the new Ritz-Carlton one. Now that I will be on. Otherwise, because
Wait,
I
I
know
didn't even
that
know
is
they
going to
had a
be a
cruise. Not on
go look
board.
into it. If you don't know, get into it. Fabulous. And also too, I want to be around a certain type of crowd.
Mhm.
I the only time I want to be around my people and I love my people dearly is a cookout or a concert. Otherwise, I don't want to live around them.
Damn.
And you
Shit.
know.
You live in Atlanta.
And I don't want to live around them. I said,
Okay.
and I mean, and I stand on it. I don't want to
That's
live
it.
around them. And y'all
And I
know.
respect what you said.
Those that know, know. Those who don't, one day, hopefully, you will find out. But otherwise, I think that, just like you said, anytime, I think all these millionaires and billionaires of Black people need to come together and maybe start their own cruise line so that you
That
can
would
do
be
your boots on the
nice.
ground.
Oh,
Do
like
something
Soul
different.
Cruise. Like Soul Plane.
Ooh, we need right
Baby.
here on Culture Couture. We need our residuals.
Okay.
So we're gonna go on to the next one. The concerts at SeaWorld, and it's full of all Black artists. What do you think?
It's gutter, niggerish, and I want a ticket. Trina's gonna
God.
be there. Trina is gonna
At
be there, and
SeaWorld?
Genuine is gonna be there. Yes, Trina, Genuine. I don't need to see Waka Flocka. I don't care about Soldier Boy. Bow Wow was there, and then the Yin Yang Twins.
So you
That
know
is
what
for
that
me.
means? Do you know what that means, right? What that means is they have low ticket sales and they are seeing
Mhm.
that the Black dollars that they need, they only want to patronize us when the dollars are low.
Absolutely.
I won't be
I
there.
still would
But
go to the function, but I know what they doing.
if y'all would like to hire me, I'm here. But that's the only way I'm gonna
Okay.
go anywhere. I'm serious on anything. I'm dead serious. I'm not going anywhere if I'm not hired or if it's not fully paid for. I'm in a whole different space these days because I pay these bills over here to lay up in a nice, fabulous bed, and that's where I'll lay until it's time for me to move.
I know that's
Lay
right.
my head on silk. Now, the YouTube just announced that they will only be paying creators for original content and work, as
Mhm.
well as their real voices and no AI content or just voiceovers. What do you think about that this summer?
I'm a little divided on it. I do think that it's good that they're making sure that the content is original and holding content creators accountable in that regard. However, I feel like YouTube is always looking for a way to stop paying people. And I'm like, I don't even know that your intentions are for the creators. Like, you've always been looking for ways to not pay people. Like, no, I don't feel like this is for the people. I just feel like they're like, let's scale back because AI has made things significantly easier for people as a whole, especially content creators. So once they see that people are doing it and maybe don't feel as limited in their resources and are like, oh, I can be a content creator, they're like, oh, no, we're not paying you. Nope, just because of AI. And it's like, do you really care about the use of AI or do you just not want to pay people and do you want to keep people feeling limited?
I'm going to throw something out there real quick. I think it's a lot of cap. I think people are capping with the amount of money they claim they're making. And it's just so that people can start doing it. The more people they get doing it, because if you really look at it, we have older people all the way down to children doing social media contents and things. And
Mhm.
it's like, why do we push not this whole thing we have now with no porn anymore in certain states? We have no porn or nudity and things on TV, but yet you turn on your social media all the time and you got kids on it and there's so much sexual content on it
Mhm.
and there's no regulation. What happened to moms against pornography? We had such a big uproar about Janet Jackson
And the titty.
at the Super
Mhm.
Bowl, but yet
Justin
every
Timberlake.
time I look on my phone, I see nakedness everywhere. And I'm so sick of the men and their penises. I'm so sick of it.
I can't say I relate. I do feel that at times it's a lot. I do say that at times it is a lot, and I'm just like, I can't even be on Twitter on the bus. Like, I just cannot do that, and I do think that it's a lot. But this is also a result of what I'm engaging in. This is my algorithm because if I didn't like what I did like, I wouldn't be flooded with it. So I do think it's balanced, but I think that there does need to be like a little bit more of a restriction on it. But I don't know. If you're not looking for it, I guess you won't find it.
Ooh, well, I think it's a great thing, and we're going to look forward to seeing, but I also think that they're trying to force people. I think it's a bigger agenda with this administration.
Wow.
So we're going to move
Dang.
on to Jeff Bezos, rumored to be buying Vogue magazine for a wedding gift for his beautiful new bride, Lauren Sanchez Bezos.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Okay.
Do you think this is a rumor, or do you think it's true?
I think it's a rumor for now, but I think that Jeff Bezos has the money where he feels like he can do whatever he wants to, which I don't like. Because yeah, I know his wife Lauren just recently had like a cover shoot with Vogue, but like, what are the qualifications for you to have to own this magazine? Now, granted, I know that he purchased the Washington Post in like 2013. So he's not a stranger to owning a publication, but like, what happens with the integrity of Vogue? What happens to the content of Vogue? Like, I don't care if she's on the cover or not. Does she have, just because you have a kitchen don't mean you can make a meal.
The same
Just
way,
because you've been on
the
what?
same
Go
way
ahead.
he didn't do it during the election, where they didn't, for the first time in history, they didn't endorse a candidate because they was in the pockets and things of Donald Trump. So that's why they couldn't endorse the people's candidate.
Child. And I respect Jeff Bezos's grind and the money he has made for himself. But for me personally, I'm just like, just because something looks nice and shiny and somebody wants it doesn't mean that they are qualified to hold it. Because if Vogue now drops in quality over the next 10 years because he gave it to his wife as a wedding gift, then what happens? And I know Anna Wintour stepped down, and some people are saying that allegedly, she's in on the sale. But like, no, I want it to be somebody who can keep the integrity of Vogue alive and well. It's like BET when Robert Johnson gave it to whoever he gave it to, and now BET was just showing us Baby Boy on repeat. Like, I don't want that. I want it to have the same integrity and quality that we've known it to have.
So this is what we got to understand. Everything must change. And unfortunately, we're in a progressive time, and things will never be the same. It is an end of an era, and just might as well we live with it.
Yeah.
So I believe it's true. Jeff Bezos, anybody, once, it's just like with Donald Trump, with the presidency. Look at Jeff Bezos, and I will bet my dollar that Jeff Bezos will one day run for president. All these powerful people, their end goal is always to conquer. And if you got the money to do it, what better way?
I hate it. I hate it here.
We'll see.
I hate it here.
Let's see. Let's see if this, just how Nicki Minaj said, let's see in 1 year, 4 years, how this
Ooh,
materialize.
that's
So,
crazy.
that, you guys, is our episode of Culture Couturé Podcast. I thank you so much for joining us. We had so much on this summer run. You guys stay tuned for the next episode. I want to thank my co-host today, Eric, for joining us. Y'all make sure y'all follow us on Culture Couturé Podcast on all social media platforms, and make sure you listen to us on Spotify. You guys, I want to thank you. Continue to watch us on YouTube, and stay tuned for the next episode right here on Culture Couturé Podcast.
Period.